Are you obsessed with dividends? Do you like the idea of owning shares of companies and making a passive income? Are you looking for the next great stock to add to your portfolio or watch list? Then look no further than the Power 5 Stocks of the Week here on Dividend Obsession. The Power 5 is an idea I had to look at 5 common categories valued by us dividend investors and find the best in each of them. The categories I chose are the highest dividend yield, the longest dividend streak, the highest dividend growth rates, the best 10-year returns, and the stock trading the highest percentage off of their 52-week high. The goal of this series is to provide you with a weekly list of quality dividend stocks and some information on each of them to be released fresh to your feed each and every Friday. If they pique your interest, you're going to be able to do your own due diligence over the weekend before deciding if that stock is right for you.
Wait, there's more there.
All of these stocks are going to have a dividend streak of at least 5 years, outperformance of the S&P 500 over the past 10 years, and just for Dividend Obsession subscribers, I'll make all these stocks have an ex-dividend date of next week.
That might be the coolest thing I ever heard.
Here on the channel, you'll get weekly lists like today's video, access to the best portfolio recap on YouTube, breakdowns on the hottest topics in the dividend space, and even interviews with other dividend investors so you can hear what worked and what didn't so you can become the best dividend investor you can be. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of this very exciting and very free dividend content.
And smash that subscribe button.
Too often on the internet, people like to complicate things, and it's no different in the dividend space. Well, here on my channel, I like to keep things simple. Here are the easy to understand filters I use to narrow down this week's list. I began with 105 different dividend stocks that had ex-dividend dates between August 21st and August 25th. Then I went down to 32 stocks once I required them to also have a dividend streak of 5 or more years. Finally, the list was brought down to just 14 stocks, or 13.33% of the original list, when I filtered for only the stocks that had outperformed the S&P 500 over the past 10 years. From there, I let the numbers speak for themselves, and here are the best of the best. First up, we have this week's high-quality stock with the highest dividend yield, and that's Evercore, stock ticker EVR. EVR is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $3.04 per share per year, with a forward dividend yield of 2.2%. EVR has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 17 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 7.97%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 12.23%, and a payout ratio of just 26.2%. At the time of recording, Evercore was trading 2.46% off of their 52-week high. Evercore has an ex-dividend date of August 24th with a payout date of September 8th, and a $10,000 investment into Evercore 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then would have turned into $37,039.71, which is a 13.99% year-over-year return rate, compared to the S&P that turned into $31,702.22. This is a difference of $5,337.49 on the side of Evercore. Next up, we have this week's stock symbolizing longevity by consistently increasing their dividend, and that stock is Nordson, stock ticker NDSN. NDSN is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $2.72 per share per year, with a forward dividend yield of 1.12%. NDSN's been paying and growing their dividend over the last 60 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 19.6%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 16.73%, and a payout ratio of 26.91%. At the time of recording, Nordson was trading 4.28% off of their 52-week high. Nordson has an ex-dividend date of August 21st with a payout date of September 5th, and a $10,000 investment into Nordson 10 years ago while only reinvesting those dividends since then turned into $36,523.08, which is a 13.83% year-over-year return rate, again compared to the S&P that turned into that $31,702.22, resulting in a difference of $4,820.86 on the side of Nordson. This week's stock voted as the best boss by giving out awesome raises is CDW, stock ticker CDW. CDW is a quarterly payer in the technology sector, paying $2.36 per share per year, with a forward dividend yield of 1.16%. CDW has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 10 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 16.52%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 23.51%, and a payout ratio of just 22.18%. At the time of recording, CDW was trading 5.36% off of their 52-week high. CDW has an ex-dividend date of August 24th with a payout date of September 12th, and 10K into CDW 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then actually would have turned into $96,848.12, which is a 25.49% year-over-year return rate. We know that's compared to the S&P that turned into that $31,702.22. This results in a difference of $65,145.90 on just 10K just 10 years ago. We're now down to the final two stocks on this week's list, the best 10-year returns and the stock trading the highest percentage off of their 52-week high. Before we get to those, if you're enjoying this content, please help me out by hitting the like button below this video, as it helps me get my content in the recommended feeds of others, which helps me grow my channel. I appreciate it and thank you. Also, if you consider yourself to be dividend obsessed, join the club by clicking the subscribe button and ringing the bell, and you'll get notified every time I post new dividend content. Lastly, if you have any pressing dividend topics or questions that you would like me to look into and possibly cover here on the channel, leave those in the comments down below and I'll look them over and possibly add them to my content list. But now, let's get to these final two stocks. This week's stock that's going to make us all mad we didn't invest sooner is Applied Materials, stock ticker AMAT. AMAT is a quarterly payer in the technology sector, paying $1.28 per share per year, with a forward dividend yield of 0.92%. AMAT has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 6 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 8.98%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 17.09%, and a payout ratio of just 13.75%. At the time of recording, Applied Materials was trading 9.45% off of their 52-week high. Applied Materials has an ex-dividend date of August 23rd and a payout date of September 14th, and a $10,000 investment into Applied Materials 10 years ago while only reinvesting those dividends since then would have turned into $106,939.22. This is a 26.74% year-over-year return rate, where the S&P turned into $31,702.22, resulting in a difference of $75,237 on just 10K just 10 years ago. And for all you deal seekers out there, this week's stock that could be at an attractive buying price is RB Global, stock ticker RBA. RBA is a quarterly payer in the industrial sector, paying $1.08 per share per year, with a forward dividend yield of 1.86%. RBA has been paying and growing their dividend over the last 20 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 10.53%. a 5-year dividend growth rate of 9.7%, and a payout ratio of 37.11%. At the time of recording, RB Global was trading 17.72% off of their 52-week high. RB Global has an ex-dividend date of August 22nd with a payout date of September 13th, and a $10,000 investment into RB Global 10 years ago while only reinvesting dividends since then would have turned into $37,300.48. This is a 14.07% year-over-year return rate, whereas the S&P turned into that $31,702.22. This is a difference of $5,598.26 over the past decade. Now today, you were exposed to 5 different dividend stocks that not only had dividend streaks of at least 6 years, but all of these stocks outperformed the S&P 500 over the past 10 years, and they have an ex-dividend date of this coming week.
I'm giving you a standing ovation.
Let me know down in the comments if any of these stocks piqued your interest and what it was about that stock that got you excited. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.